Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Healing Conversations with Coach V. That's me, Coach V, certified life coach and personal growth expert with SVM Initiatives, LLC. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at Healing Conversations with Coach V and like us on Facebook at Healing Conversations with Coach V. Okay, so now we got that all out the way. I know I've told y'all before, I'd be really excited with particular guests. I'm so super excited today. If you are anybody in Cincinnati and you keep in touch with the latest events, the latest happenings, the cool people who make moves in the city, you definitely know my guest for today. So I call her fam, AKA cousin. Some of y'all might know her as Shanika Wilson, but she's better known as Sparkle Wilson. Hey, make the sparks fly. She is in the building today, and she's going to share with us a challenge she's had in life and the personal steps she took to overcome them and how it branched into this beautiful umbrella of Sparkle Wilson, aka entrepreneur. But she can tell her story way better than me. So we're going to introduce Sparkle into the space. Hello, Sparkle.
Hello, cousin.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I know you're a busy lady.
You're very welcome. Just give me time and I'm coming. That's all. That's all I ask, just a little time.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be a problem today. I'm ready for it. I'm so ready for it. I hope y'all ready at Spectrum Land and YouTube Land. This is going to be a movie today. So I know who you are. A lot of people know who you are. But for the people way in the back who may not know who you are, can you just introduce yourself briefly, ma'am?
Okay. As you said, I'm Shanika Wilson, known to my previous people.
Right.
The new people and the new generation and everything that I'm doing, I am Sparkle Wilson, Sparkz'Fly that makes the sparks fly.
Yes.
I am a multi-time entrepreneur. I own Sparkz'Fly Boutique and the Curvy collection. You can look that up on Facebook.
Right.
Like the page, Sparkz'Fly Boutique and the Curvy collection. I also teach and choreograph Twisted Pole Fitness with Sparkle. So that's also on Facebook. I teach pole fitness. Let's see, I run a women's empowering network. You can go on Facebook and look that up as well. Oh Lord, I just came out with my own perfume and body lotion collection that is called Just a Little Sparkle. I'm coming out with my mimosa champagne, which is called Sparkmosa. Oh Lord.
Y'all hear all the sparks and the sparkles? Y'all catching that theme there?
I also recently auditioned for America's Got Talent. Still waiting on an outcome on that. I'm doing a lot of under table work as well. I'm trying to right now reach out to our youth. That is my biggest thing right now.
Okay.
Let me see. For me, I had a rough childhood. It wasn't my parents as much as it was me. I was hard-headed. I wanted to be in the streets. I wanted to get out there and see what was going on before, I don't know, the world was over with. So, came from, I actually was strung out on cocaine for a while. I danced. I was a stripper for 18 years. So everything came into play with each other. So, I was in and out of jail, in and out of court. I look back and I still don't even know how I got here. So,
I want to pause for the calls real quick because y'all see the sparks just jumped right in, right? I want to make sure that before we get into the meat that the people really grasped and understood. And that was just the tip of the iceberg of what you got going on and the things that you do. So with the intent of the show being encouraging and inspiring, I want to make sure that people understand that before you even hear Sparkle's story, just take account, rewind it back if you need to, and hear all the things that she currently has going on, as well as the things that she is in the process of doing and the future things she's about to pop off. So let that alone be an inspiration to you that wherever you come from, wherever you go through, you can still reinvent and rebrand yourself. And I promise you that was just the tip of the iceberg. She probably just ran down to all the stuff she can remember right now under the lights. But look her up on Facebook, like she said, all of her different brands, everything she got going on, to really understand, wow, if she did it, I could do it too. So now that I've made y'all pause for the calls, tell us about what you was getting into.
well, let's see. like I said, I danced for 18 years. I was a stripper. There's a lot of things that come along with that lifestyle.
Okay.
One day I woke up and I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of that lifestyle. Right. I had been used by many people. I had gave out more of myself than I had gave to myself. So it was time for me to actually, like you said, rebrand. What do I want to do? What are my goals? What are my dreams? What can I do that I've never done before that I'm scared to step out on faith and do?
Right.
So that was my biggest challenge. Was I had all these nicks and things that I could do. I just didn't know where to focus or where to start. I like clothing. My first start was I like clothing so much, might as well open up my own boutique and stop putting money in other people's pockets and invest in myself. It wasn't really the things that people really want to do that scares them to do it. They're scared because they believe that you have to spend so much money.
Right.
You don't. You don't. You don't have to spend hardly anything. You just got to know the right people, network with the right people, have the right connections. You can almost get everything you want done almost for free.
Okay.
You got to have people that invest, but first you got to invest in yourself. The things I started the clothing boutique. Well, since I danced for 18 years, I said, well, since I know how to dance, I can turn this around. What the devil meant for my harm, God meant for my purpose. So
Say that,
I
yes.
said, I can turn this around. I danced to hip hop. I did this. Men lusted over me, and I loved that attention. Yes, I did.
So we keep it 100
Yes,
on
I
Healing
did.
Conversations.
Don't get me
Okay?
wrong. I love that attention.
Right.
But what I did with that was I rebranded that. I said, well, since I have the experience and I've done it for 18 years, how can I make this work for me and how can I make money for myself? So I opened up my own pole fitness studio.
Okay.
Not hard at all. It was, once again, not a major, wasn't a lot of money. It started out with 1 pole, it expanded to 4.
Wow.
You know,
Okay.
and I did that. So I had experience, and women love to get in the house with their man and put on a show. Or it's not even for that. It was for fitness reasons why I started it for myself. And you got women that want to shed pounds. You do a lot of work on that pole, you will lose some weight.
A lot of upper body strength.
I had 6 kids, and I took all that off me. So that was my next step, was the Twisted Pole Fitness Studio. After that, it kind of just kept going. It was like, well, I done did this, and I'm making accomplishments, and I'm doing this, and what else can I do? I knew I could sing. So I was like, well, let me kind of tamper with my music a little bit. I did that. And then the more I branded myself, and I used Facebook as a very, very great branding tool. As more as I branded myself, I started drawing in more people. And the more people that were drawn in, these were people that had connections. If they weren't the connect, they had other connections to branch me out with. So I know a lot of people. If y'all ever need help, y'all got questions on anything, Sparkle Wilson on Facebook.
She the plug. So I always, whether I'm in private practice or whether I talk to guests on my show, I always say that in order for people to appreciate who you are today, they have to understand who you used to be or where you came from. You'd mentioned a very poignant point that I'm learning some things today I didn't know. So I'm sure some other people are hearing some things, and I just want to make sure that people understand that if you are challenged with a substance abuse issue, or you're in a field that you no longer want to be in, that is real life possible to not only come out of it, but use those talents you gained in it to become a boss babe. So I want to go back and just mention, you commented that you got to a point in dancing that you were sick and tired of being sick and tired. Can you give us a little glimpse of how that process worked mentally, and what catapulted you into being entrepreneur extraordinaire?
Yeah. Most of our uprisings come from heartbreak.
Agreed.
And I realized that I was giving a lot of my heart to the wrong guys. Because they lusted over me. They didn't love me. So
strong point.
I think as a younger person, I always looked for love in all the wrong people, places, and things. So as in dancing, I were getting the same results. So at first, it's like, well, you have to start respecting you. You have to love you. You can't possibly love you and respect you right now. And it came from maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago of a breakup. I was engaged, and he met me when I was dancing. And that's what he kept me as. He never saw me blossom. He never saw the new me. I want to do this with my life. I want to do that. He kept me in a box. She's always going to be the stripper. So when I started outreaching and growing, he started pulling and pulling and pulling.
It was a problem.
So now, we broke up, engagement off, wedding off, everything's off. I was heartbroken, but it wasn't my fault anymore. I wasn't going to play the victim. I had to grow up. So when we released that pain, you can kind of start dissolving some of the things up out of your life to see you catapult into something bigger. My caterpillar was starting to come out the shell.
Okay, then, caterpillar.
And that's what I did. Turned on into
Butterfly,
a butterfly.
you flew.
That's why it's Sparkz'Fly.
Okay.
It's the Sparkz'Fly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Came
See, I
out
didn't
with-
even know that little tidbit
Yes,
behind. I just know that that's the motto, but I didn't even know that
it's
little
a
tidbit
reason.
behind it. Okay, I like
It's a
that.
reason, but everything grows from heartbreak or not being watered. You know what I'm saying? So my spirit wasn't being nurtured anymore, and I was heartbroken. You know, and it was like, so I don't want to feel this pain anymore. I want to be in a light where I'm being respected. Now I can call my own shots. Even as a stripper, I was calling my own shots, but it's different. People knew me as a stripper, so they already had another outlook at me.
Right.
Now, in a business perspective, they're like, oh, now we see why we like her.
Right.
Because
right.
she really is doing. I'm self motivated. I don't
Very much
wait
so.
on anybody else to do anything for me. I'm
Very much so.
self-motivated, so.
Something that I try to push and encourage, again, whether it's personally or whether it's out in a group setting is, and I got this phrase from one of my personal, I don't know in real life yet, but it's coming, Lisa Nichols, motivational speaker, author, transformational coach. And she had a comment one time when she was on Oprah and they were talking about the movie The Secret and their roles in it and so on and so forth. But she was talking about her challenges in life and how she came out of a rough neighborhood in LA between gang members and, you know, had to fight every day when she went home from school, just all these different things and how it affected her growing up and how she made, you know, wrong choices in relationships, whatever. But she said that part of her awakening moment or her growing up moment was that she understood that she has to be the first example to teach others how to treat herself.
Exactly.
So that basically meant what you said. Like you had to realize, hold on, I love me. And what I'm doing now is not honoring me. It's not showing.
It's not self-reflective.
Exactly. So I thought about that when you made your statement because you got to a point where you acknowledged, you didn't need no one to really tell you. You acknowledged yourself, like, hold on, I'm not honoring me. Let me get it together.
Right.
So for people who may be experiencing that challenge like present day, can you give them a glimpse of maybe the steps you took to start honoring Sparkle, start honoring Shanika?
What I had to give up, I love the party life. I love the club scene. I like being in everybody's faces. I like doing that now, but I have it with a different respect.
Right.
I don't have to be out every night. You know, I don't have to be in everybody's face. And I had to realize that I too need rest. I do need rest.
Right.
And you can't think
Right.
when your mind is always elsewhere and it's always going. I needed to rest. I needed to leave the party scene. I needed to spend some time with me. And that's where the growth started. It was because after that breakup, I saw my growth coming in because I never spent time by myself. I always had a relationship or a friend or the club, or I always had something to take up my time from reflecting on me. So once that breakup occurred, I said, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to put a Band-Aid on the pain. Let me see what's really hurting on the inside. Let me see why I keep getting these scars and bumps and bruises. What am I doing to myself? And I looked in the mirror and I actually honestly didn't like who I was. I mean, I loved me, but I didn't like me.
Right.
And
there's a difference.
the pain I could feel starting to heal, and then I started resting. I went into a rest mode. I rested. I let my mind heal. I let my heart heal. I didn't jump from another relationship as I had done all my life.
Yes.
And it was like, now I can actually love me, but you can't love anybody else till you love you.
Absolutely.
So I started to love me, and I started to spend time with me. Let's go out to eat with just me. Let's go have a drink if I do want to have a drink with just me. I don't need a crowd around me.
Yes.
And spending time with myself, I started realizing you are pretty cool.
Pretty cool person.
Pretty cool person. I see why people want to be around you. But I had to embrace me first. And that's what, that's what did it for me. And it was like, well, since I'm spending so much time, when you spend time by yourself, your brain starts to, you rested it a little bit. Now it's starting to kick in like, oh my God, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. And it was like every day I would wake up with a different thing I wanted to do.
Okay.
Different every day. And my brain gets on my nerves. And I'm like, okay, we already did this. Let's finish this first.
Right.
And I can't rest. And it's fun to be me, but then it's draining to be me as well.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that you went through a period of self-care, which was really needed. Yeah. A lot of people fulfill their time and space with things to run from themselves. So whether it's working a whole bunch of hours a day, which equals to a week, whether it's always keeping people around them, whether it's a romantic relationship or not, whether it's running around to several different hobbies and just stuff. Sometimes people get caught up just doing stuff to run from themselves. And doing personal work, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of honesty. And we may be in a space where we want to grow, but we ain't ready yet. So I'm just going to keep saying I'm too busy, just keep doing stuff until I get to the point where, okay, let me slow my roll, let me enjoy myself. One of the words that I like to do a word play on is the word intimacy. Okay. Intimacy can also be looked as into me I see. Okay. Meaning I am looking into myself. Right. I'm seeing beyond the exterior. I'm seeing beyond the possessions. I'm looking at me so I can figure out what is it that I like to do, what is it that I'm good at, what are my strengths, what are my opportunities, and that's essentially what you did. And then boom, this whole different platforms with different levels and duck offs and just created and just extended and blossomed. Is there something? Actually, there is. You mentioned about going into the avenue of helping the youth. Can you share with us your passion with that and how that started? Because that's another blossoming thing for the brand.
Yes, I definitely can, and I'm loving the honesty, and that's another part of me that is starting to become a thing that I've been working on. Okay. I don't feel like I have to show out in front for anybody anymore.
Yes.
Because it causes another bruise. So. Yes. The reason why I am inspired right now to work with the youth is I have 6 children. Okay. I have 5 girls, I have 1 boy. And my play day, hanging in the streets, running around, dealing with the wrong people, my kids got taken and caught up in the system. Okay. So, my oldest just turned 18 February the 13th. And then there's stair steps. So, they're lower and lower and lower. And they're like right behind each other. Right. Okay. So, what made me want to do that is because I was not able to give them the mothering, nurturing that I should have been able to give them. It's like I feel like I owe that. And if I can't give it to them, I can pass that along, and maybe somebody that needs it can get that. And that's where I'm at with it right now. A lot of things that I feel like as a woman, I was supposed to pass on from my family history, I was not able to do. So working on me, that is a healing part of me. That's what I want to do. That's what makes me feel good now. I have a 16-year-old as well, calls me, irks my nerves, nags me, wants everything. And we have a wonderful bond, a very wonderful bond. But I see things that she needs help with that people weren't able to help me with. Yeah. I know how to be the sneaky teenager. I know how to run after boys and go have sex and do all this when your parents ain't nowhere around or you think they nowhere around and get caught up. That's where it starts, is down here. So if you can grab them down here, they won't have to go through the things that I went through. But it's not such a bad thing because the things that I went through, I was able to turn into something else. Right. But everybody's not able to do that.
Everybody
so if you can grab them, if you can grab them here,
right.
You won't have to get there or get there. They'll be where they need to be. So that's where I'm at with this now.
You mentioned the word healing and knowing that the show is Healing Conversations with Coach V. Can you elaborate on how you're taking a stand and pouring into youth who may not have the direction or the guidance that you may not have been able to provide to your kids? You want to pour into other children. Can you share with us how that may be a healing technique for you?
For me, I'm raised or was raised in a black family.
Okay.
So everything is secret.
Okay.
Everything is, you don't go and tell nobody nothing
Yeah.
that goes on in this house.
Right.
Well, I mean, kids, you don't tell nobody nothing.
Yep.
When you go to go see your daddy over the weekend, you don't tell him nothing that
Yep.
goes on in this house.
Yeah.
When you go back to your mama house
Yep.
from this weekend, you don't tell her nothing that
Yeah.
went on in
A
this
lot
house.
of us can relate.
So you got these secrets.
Yeah.
Secrets are monsters.
Yeah.
They're monsters. They eat away at you. And I feel like if you give an outlet for, it doesn't have to be a group. It doesn't have to be 20, 30, 40, 50 kids. If you could just hit one and make yourself available or an outlet to when they need to tell you what's going on. I was molested as a child. You know what I'm saying? I was molested. My kids were so-called molested. I mean, there was like a lot of things that you just don't tell. And it's a sickening, and it makes you sick. And you can't heal until you tell.
Correct.
And every time I tell my story, it takes a Band-Aid off, and the skin starts to heal, and I put my cocoa butter on, and the scar's gone.
Right.
And that's where I feel like as a woman, reaching out and being an outlet, maybe just being a mentor and show people that you don't have to do this. This is what your parents did. You don't have to be your parents. Or what people look at you as, and they put a lot on you. As a kid now, I would really hate to be a kid now. As a kid now, you carry so much weight on your shoulders.
True.
Most of the kids now have to raise the family because the mama's still young. The mama 25, 28, the child 14, 15. So you got to raise your brothers, you got to raise your sisters. They don't have an outlet. They don't have time to be kids anymore. They don't get to wear ponytails and pigtails. They can wear quick weaves and 27.
Yes.
I mean, Brazilians, they're not kids anymore.
Yep.
I remember up until I was 13, I was still playing with Barbie dolls. Didn't care about sex till I was 14, 15. 13, 14, they having sex now. There's a difference from where we came to where they're at. So I just want to make myself available. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I want to do.
And sometimes it's as simple as that, just to be available. Even as adults, sometimes we really don't want to communicate with people to hear what they would do.
Right.
Or, girl, you should or you shouldn't. Sometimes it's just the fact of knowing there's a listening ear. There's a shoulder to cry on. There's a person safe to hug. And I think that is highly commendable that you feel like, well, I may have dropped the ball here, but I have plenty of opportunities to regroup, to pick it back up, to pour into those kids who need that listening ear. Because you're correct. Kids today, I have teenagers, as you know as well, and the things that they talk to me about, or, I have a freshman who has a classmate who's pregnant, and the dad is a sophomore, so my junior has had, classmates who are pregnant as well, but going back to the freshman, that's 14 going on 15 years old. So now you about to grow up real quick. So I think just knowing those little glimpses of real life, what's going on, because my kids share it with me. Think about all the kids who don't have anybody to talk to or to share it with. So Healing Conversations with Coach V applauds you and support that effort because it's needed. And like you said, even if out of 50, there's just one person that you reach out to and that you get positive feedback from and you change their life, that's good. And that should propel you, to keep going and keep moving forward. Yeah. I'm so amazed.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm actually happy that I came. I really am. I'm really happy that I came.
Yeah.
Because I can get some stuff off my chest.
Yes.
I'm still healing. Every day you heal.
Yeah. Every day you heal. Every day you heal.
Every day you heal. And if I can reach out, and if any of my story hits anybody, because there's people that goes through what I've been through.
Absolutely.
They just don't talk about it.
Absolutely.
A secret.
Absolutely.
I'm sick of secrets.
And we really have to get away, especially in our community, we really have to get away from that because like you said, secrets turn into monsters and they do damage. And holding that in internally always manifests externally. So whether it's a habit, whether it's a disease, whether it's you're just attracting so many negative experiences, and then we wonder, what is happened from? Where did this come from? Yes. Yeah, them secrets manifesting. So I told you in the green room, like, this time was gonna go super, super fast, but I wanna make sure that there's another opportunity for you to allow people to reach out for you, whether it's your boutique, whether it's your twisted pole fitness classes with Sparks, and especially if they're looking for help or guidance with the youth. Can you look into the camera and tell these folks where they can catch you at?
Yes, I can. Okie dokie.
Yes.
You can actually check me out on Facebook under Sparkle Wilson. That's my personal page. My business pages are Sparkz'Fly Boutique and the Curvy Collection. Also, Twisted Pole Fitness with Sparkle. Also, our Women Empowering Women Network group on Facebook as well. I also have, what's the other one? God, I got like 1,000 pages on Facebook. It just hit me up on Facebook under Sparkle Wilson.
There you go.
Everything. It all adds up at the end of the day. They all come together.
There you go. There you go.
But yes, so that's how you can contact me.
Okay.
I barely sleep. I sleep maybe 3 hours out of a day, so I'm always on Facebook working. So if ever you need me, just hit the inbox. I got you.
Very good, very good. So I like to always ask my guests, because they have already been through like very challenging things and made some very amazing strides from those things. So I'm sure there's probably something that kept you encouraged or kept you motivated. Can you take like 20 seconds and tell the viewers whether it's a mantra, whether it was your favorite scripture, whether it's something you developed yourself, so that they can keep pressing forward on their journey?
One thing I can actually say is never stop dreaming. Never lose sight of your goals. Nothing is too big. Nothing is too little. You can always reach to the top, or you can fall to the bottom if you do not complete your goals. So just never, my biggest thing would be just never stop dreaming. I'm still just the little black girl that had dreams, you know, and they got pushed to the side, but one day I woke up and they starting to come true. So
giving
just
them life again.
Yes, baby. You got to breathe life into these dead situations. You got to breathe life into them.
Yeah.
So just never stop dreaming.
Never stop dreaming.
No.
Never stop dreaming.
That's it.
I want to give you just a small token of my appreciation for you coming into the space, sharing your story, allowing us to continue to dream. So it's a wristband. Got to hold up half of the angle.
Yay.
And it says Healing Conversations with Coach V.
I finally got my wristband.
Finally, right? She's trying to front me out. No, wear it, tell everybody where you've been, share the message, and just keep moving forward. And thank you so much. And I got to have you back in the space. I got to have you back in the space.
Just give me time.
Okay.
Heads up and I'm there.
All right, cool. So thank y'all so much for tuning in on Spectrum and on YouTube at Healing Conversations with Coach V. Again, that's me, Coach V, certified life coach and personal growth expert with SVM Initiatives, LLC. I will see you next week with another boss babe who turned some tragedy into a triumph and recreated her brand. We'll see you next time.